really how we can use the power of podcasting, the art of personal branding and podcasting for CEOs, right? We're living in the greatest era to be alive, the greatest era to be alive. I'm so proud that you're here. I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm so grateful that you took the time out of your busy schedule, your busy day to come and learn on how you can empower yourself, how you can grow, how you can be able to build a legacy, right? Like, why are you in business? Why do you do what you do? Why do you wake up every single morning to be able to craft something from your imagination into reality? And that's why you're here. You want to learn about how to build a powerful personal brand. And I'm here to also show you how we use podcasting to help achieve that, right? Because podcasting right now is powerful more than ever. It's growing. Your podcast, like I always tell people, is your media company. When you see yourself as a media company, everything starts to change, right? Think about Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10 News. You have that power within you, right? Wherever country you're from, think about the new, like, you have a media company in your hands. And it's up to you to use that. It's up to you to notice that. It's up to you to the power in that and how powerful that is. So as you can see here, podcast power CEO, it's time for you to stand up. It's time for you to, live up to who you are and who you deserve to be. Because now, as we're going, like, I speak to so many business owners actually, and this is very interesting, just doing my data, doing my research. And a lot of people rely on word of mouth, right? You're adding value to people's lives. So by you adding value to people's lives, people are going to keep spreading that, right? So you're getting most of your business through word of mouth referrals, and that's great. But there's a plateau to that. There's only a limit. There's only so much word of mouth that can give you that longevity of 10 to 15 of 20 years of you constantly being oversubscribed, of you constantly having business coming in, right? Because the difference between someone who is just on word of mouth compared to you breaking the ceiling of revenue, breaking the ceiling in your business is word of mouth again is just right. Like, how so far can you reach? But when you now use the internet, which is infinity, which is everyone, your business now is open to the whole world, right? So there's no limits now. When you take your business and what you're doing out in the public eye line, because a lot of people say, well, I don't need my business to be on social media. I don't need to build a brand. I don't need to market myself well because we're getting word of mouth referrals. My business is doing great. But there's at a certain point, what's the next level? The next level is where people know about your business from Japan to South Korea to USA. People know your business, and that is powerful. And the way people do that, obviously, is through the distribution platform. But another way people do that is by getting to know you, is by beginning to trust you, is by actually falling in love with you and appreciating you for who you are, what you stand for. And the way you do that is by building a personal brand. The way you do that, for example, is having a podcast. Because why? Because when you have a podcast, there's people who are going to come in interested in that conversation, in what you have to say. The biggest misconception that I hear all the time is people say, I don't have a story. Well, my story is boring. No, it's not. Your story is powerful. Your story is powerful. There is everything within your story. There's power within your story, right? So I want you to tap into that. I want you to know that. I want you to, embody who you are and where you're going. So we'll have a look. The power of podcasting. Again, we talk about amplifying your voice. I said, let's get past word of mouth referrals. Let's get past that. The way we get past that is we amplify our voice. We make our voice bigger. We make our voice known. We make our voice heard. Can you imagine if people can listen to you on audio? They can be in their car and listen to you talk about entrepreneurship, whatever your business is in. They can listen to you talk about startups and building startups. Again, this is just an example of whatever your business, whatever your niche and your target market is in. They can listen to you. So you're amplifying your voice. When you're sleeping, people can listen to you and hear what you have to say and watch your content, right? You can reach new audiences and showcase your expertise. You reach new people, right? Break past those limits. This, again, like I've always said, ever since history, through the dawn of time, you've always needed media. You've always needed media to be successful in a way. And when I say be successful, I mean you've always needed media. You've always needed to more people to see what you want, what you're doing, to really create that empire, to create that legacy, for you to walk into a place and people already know who you are. Again, I go into a meeting, like you can see me here in this boardroom, and people already know who I am. They've already consumed my content. Of course, if you are thinking about doing business with me, there's only going to be so much that you're going to finally be able to say, okay, let me check this out. Let me go do some research on this person. If they want to do, I want to maybe potentially pay this person, or this person is saying that they do this, this, and this. Okay, well, I'm going to go and do my due diligence, and I'm going to go and research this person. Who is this guy? Right? Is he? What is he? What do other people say about him? What's on his social media? Right? They don't care about your resume per se. No, they're going to go on your LinkedIn account. They're going to go and find out who you are, what you do, right? And so now, if you can go in a meeting and someone's already watched your content, if people are looking to book in their next speaker at a next event, and this person is an author, this person has content, this person has a podcast, and they can go in and say, yes, we want that person to speak at our event. That's how it is. But if no one knows who you are, no one sees that, there's only so much word of mouth can take you. There's only so much word of mouth can take you. So you're a CEO, you're high level, you're busy, you're in operations. The best way for you to get to where you want to get to hit your revenue figures, is to build a personal brand. It's a long game. Results are not going to happen straight away. You'll go on, maybe you just get started now. It's not going to happen right away. But when you keep doing it, especially some of you guys already have status, you already have an audience. So now, if you combine that audience with who you are and you build it out like this strategically on the World Wide Web, boom, that's when the magic happens. So you establish your authority in your niche. Think about what niche you're in. Let's say you're a lawyer, right? What separates you from the other law firms? The other law firms say the same thing. But I may connect with you as a lawyer because you know what? I like the way you carry yourself. I like the way, I had one of our clients, he's a lawyer, and I'm just thinking about it now. And some of our content that we did is quite legendary, but like speaking with him in his office, talking to him about his family and how he built his company and how he saw a need in the market. Like when I think about it, like his brand, like I could see why someone can fall in love with that type of person. I could see why someone may like that person and want to do business with that person. You know, that's extremely powerful. So it helps you be able to generate leads, right? Imagine that we've been in partnership with a company called ScoreApp. So now when I put my content out, I put it on YouTube. When I'm sleeping, we wake up, our team, we can have leads coming through in our business. So I wake up, this person's filled out the lead form, they filled out the authority figure form. So I'm generating leads through my content, right? So I'm not going out there chasing. No, I'm attracting. I'm attracting. I'm in a position where I attract everything I desire in my life. And again, I want you to close your eyes. I want you to see who you are, see where you're going, see what you're trying to reach, see the power in your imagination to know that you could be chilling on a beach somewhere, you could be on holiday, you could be speaking in front of stadiums and businesses coming in, leads are coming in. How many leads would it take to change your life? Can you imagine if you're not in your business per se, you're out there in the world, but you have an influx of business coming in because people are consuming your content. People are consistently consuming your content. So you attract the high quality leads and engaged prospects. Why are they high quality? Because you niche down and the social media puts it in front of your niche. It puts it in for the people who are going to care about what you care about, right? So I don't want to go too long today, guys. I want this to be quick, impactful, and inspiration. And this is what we're going to be doing. I'm going to keep doing webinars every single week because I love this. I love being able to teach this. I have to have radical empathy for people out there that may not know this. You don't know about how powerful this is. You don't know that YouTube is extremely powerful for you as a CEO. for when people Google you for SEO purposes, that you come up as the solution to their answers. That is powerful. And so I'm going to be the one to help educate you. I'm going to be the one to help get you where you want to get to, right? Can you imagine you live in a life where you get this done for you? Can you imagine that? You know, where you're in your operations, you're busy, but on your social media, you have content about you out in the marketplace. You have your content working for you, working for you. Remember the content, these social media platforms, they're your free employees. The AI, they're all your free employees. What do I mean by free employees? Well, I post a video out on YouTube. YouTube is my employee now. YouTube is going to go to work for me. YouTube is going to go and knock on doors and show this and say, hey, look, watch this video. They're going to go watch that video. They're going to be intrigued. They're going to be hooked and say, wow, this person, I need that solution. Okay, let me find out more. Boom. Can I watch more content? Oh, wow, wow, wow. I watch more content. I watch more content. Boom. I fill out a form. I sign up to his newsletter, right? That is where the power lies. So this is more around being a guest on a podcast, what you're seeing here, but it's a two-way street. I want you as a CEO to be a guest on people's podcasts, but I want you to start your own podcast. And you could do it in such a light way possible. You can hop on a Zoom call with someone in your industry, talk, partner, and you record that, you document that. Now that's a podcast. Now imagine that podcast gets to work for you. If you're a business coach or consultant, you run a consultancy firm, your CEO and founder of your firm, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, but you're doing extremely well. Well, imagine a podcast, how powerful that would be for your business, right? But what you do is you bring people on and you show what it's like to be coached by you. You show what it's like to do a live session. I've done that many times and it works like a charm. Why? Because you're showing people the in behind the scenes. Because that you would say in that conversation, that so many people want to hear. There's so many people that there's so many people that your guest would want to hear, and questions that your guest had that other people want to hear. So when you just show that now and you can put that out in the world, what? Come on, man. That is crazy, right? So you want to maximize your podcast appearances. You want to go on as many podcasts as possible. You want to know your audience, know who you're getting into, right? Hey, Robin, you know, you want to know what you're trying to achieve, right? What's your end goal? Where are you going? What's the vision that you have? And that's what this does. It's the greatest era to be alive, and people are not taking advantage of it. And again, it's up to me to have radical empathy. I have to have radical empathy because people just don't know this information. They're not aware how powerful it is when you put out your voice, when you put out your name, when you put out your brand, when you're able to show people the in behind the scenes of your life. And a lot of people ask me, like, what do I have to show? I don't want to show my private life. Show what you're comfortable showing. Again, you're helping other businesses solve problems. Well, you can bring those people, bring them on a Zoom call. You get them on a Zoom call, you record that Zoom call, you're talking to them about the solutions you provide. You're going through a live coaching session, telling them, okay, what are you doing? How can you solve strategies? I do this all the time, right? And so in that conversation, it's reaching the world. There's so many things that people want to hear in that conversation. There's so many people on the other side of that screen who have the same problems that that other person has, or who have the same thoughts that the other person has. And now they're seeing you solve problems in real time. And now you're able to use this content. Google owns YouTube, so that's great. You're going to show up on SEO purposes. But now LinkedIn. So you can be up on YouTube, you can be up on LinkedIn, you can be up on all these different platforms. I say stick to where your audience is. I like to have an omnipresent approach. When you see me, I'm everywhere. Everywhere you have a social media platform, I am there. But I know where my target audience is, especially LinkedIn, is extremely powerful. So I know I'm going to show up on LinkedIn 100 times a day. And let me show you. Okay, let me show you right now. So I'll go on my page and it's just an amount of content, right? It's so funny because like my dad's there, we've got the team just, consistently working. But let's have a look. So I posted a video just not too long ago, just today, right? Just maybe an hour ago. How long ago? 2 hours ago. This is through the company page, but I've reposted it. What is it? It's me talking in front of business owners, showing the solutions I provide, showing my thought leadership, right? I see so many people all the time. You do a presentation in front of people, you do a workshop, and you're not recording it. And that's mind blowing to me because when all you got to do, if you just turn the camera on and you're there presenting yourself and your solutions in front of other people, now you can use that content to show people what you do, to show people the solutions you provide. And that is powerful because now people are going to see you as an expert. They're going to see you as an authority in your field, right? Don't know why it's loading, but again, I'm having calls with my staff. I'm going to record that. And I'm talking to my staff about how I can be a great leader, how I can be a great servant. And it's not me marketing per se. I'm not, no, it's just me showing behind the scenes. But now people actually say, you know what, I want to work with someone like that, or I want to present that person an opportunity because they can relate to me. So you can just see content, and no one on LinkedIn is doing this. No one on LinkedIn is doing this, right? So that's where this becomes extremely powerful. It makes you stand out. And that's what leads me to the next slide. Excuse me. And that's why I say leveraging LinkedIn for growth. The opportunities, everything you desire is on the other side of how you strategically package everything that you're doing in your private life per se, in your business, out to more people. That is how you're going to get the results. You want to make more revenue in your business? Put out content. Stop relying just on word of mouth referrals, right? There's only so much cold calling you can do. There's only so much emailing. And again, I've always been the type of person, I want to attract opportunities to me. I used to hate going. I remember working cold, being in a call center, calling people like, no, I don't want to talk to people who don't want to speak to me. I want to talk to people who do want to speak to me. And that's the greatest thing when you build a personal brand. You talk to people who do want to speak to you. They come to you. They come to you, right? So like that's a little bit about me. That's how I started. I wasn't a business person. I was playing sport. I was documenting my life. I was on YouTube, but because I was documenting things, I was building a personal brand without even knowing it, and doing that. Again, I can walk into a building and there's people who know who I am. I've never met them before, but they know who I am. They've watched me. They've listened to me in their audio. They've watched my content. So I'm just there, and it's just like, oh wow. And then I attract my tribe. The people want to come and work for me in terms of even staff. And clients want to come and work with me because they know that if they see me doing that, and this is what I talk about, they know that I'll do that for them. They know that they can get that same thing for them. And that's what we do. We come in and we've done that. And now I'm just educating people about it, because we've had clients who've come in and they've just stuck on word of mouth referrals. They know that they're high status, that they know that they're growing their business, but they know for them to truly build that empire, for them to break past the point of where they're trying to get to, they need to be on the distribution platforms. They need more people to hear about them, right? It's not enough being silent. It's not enough being good at what you do. It's not enough being good at what you do. Of course, you have to be good at what you do. That's a standard. For me, business, everything is reputation. But now it's about who's the most visible. Who's the most visible, right? So you want to use content from your podcast, from your Zoom conversation that you could do every week. You do those Zoom conversations anyway. You might as well record it. Now you record that. Now you can package that, And so again, like a lot of the time for us is a lot of our clients don't have time to do that. They don't have time to do that. So that's where now they can just be focused on what they're doing, and their content is working. Their content is doing all the cold calling, and it's building, awareness about who they are. So you want to share behind the scenes content to build rapport. That's conversations with your staff. Like, look, right now I'm recording this on my camera, right? So I'm recording this on my camera because now this is content for us. This is something that I can put on my YouTube channel that shows more people and it builds my tribe. So I want this all to be about question, guys. I don't want to rant on here. I want this to be effective. I want you to get the most out of this. I just wanted to be able to just give you that information, at least that empowerment, even if it's 10 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes, just to get that inspiration to know, like, yes, I need to become a key person of influence, right? I can't rely on what used to work back in the day. I can't rely on, word of mouth referrals anymore. Again, word of mouth is great. Like I say, if you have great word of mouth, that's because you're good at what you do. And that's fantastic because you're adding value to people's lives. But there's only a limit. There's only so far you can go without being on distribution platforms. Like I said before, everyone here has a media company. If you start to look at yourself as a media company, everything changes. So when you do this, you build trust. Business has always been about trust. How can I trust you to do the job? How can I trust you? Everyone's saying that they can do it. You go on LinkedIn, it's saturated with people messaging you. And it's funny because when I get those messages, you go on their profiles and they have no content. They have no content. Even for me, I can go in and message someone, but I know if I go in and message someone, when they go on my profile, I know I already have so much content. I'm credible. So, hey, it's your fault if you don't want to do business with me. That's honestly how I look at it. It's like, hey, do you? Like because I'm fine. Why? Because I've built a brand, right? There's a group of people who are lining up to want to work with us. And that's the truth because I've built a brand. And that's what I'm saying. Everyone can do this, right? So you're not going knocking, you're the one who's attracting. You're highly paid, highly valued. If you want to be highly paid, highly valued, hey, feel free to put your hand up, right? I think we all want to do that because we have a business for a reason. We have solutions that we're doing, and we want to be valued, right? We started business not to be a slave in the business, but for the business to reward us, right? And it will reward you as soon as you keep building that brand, and your personal brand will reward you. Your personal brand becomes an additional revenue stream, and your content lives on forever. Your content lives on forever. So, yeah, I did just want to open this up for questions. If you have any questions that you want to, want to be able to help grow, feel free to ask. And yeah, extremely powerful stuff. Any questions at the moment? Um, but like, and I think in this day and age, I'm a big fan of someone called Daniel Priestley. I think is a fascinating entrepreneur in what he's been able to build, and he put out the book Key Person of Influence. It's so interesting because I was impacted heavily by Daniel Priestley's principles. I mean, I was already on that journey already. I had already built up my personal brand, but by seeing the movement in this, I was like, well, at least I was on the right side. And I know other people can be on that right side too. I know other people can be on that right side and build a brand, right? Build your business, whether you're just starting out a business, whether you're in it, whether again, you're like our clients who, these high level CEOs who are extremely busy, who are extremely passionate, but it doesn't matter how much money you're doing or how much in revenue, how money you have. But if no one knows you, what's the point? This is about legacy, right? This is about creating something special. This is about like when you're no longer here, can people go in and watch your content? Can people go in and study thousands of hours about who you are? Can people learn about you? Again, when you go in a meeting, people should be able to have gone and listened to your podcast, watched who you are, and know who you are. Again, when we go into meetings, it's very easy to get the deal because they've already consumed my content. They know who we are. They know what we stand for. Always, they wouldn't have gone in that meeting with me, right? So feel free to ask any questions before we. Yeah. No questions. Okay, so we have a wait list. If anyone wants to access our wait list, in terms of right now, we are at a point where it's like, I think when it comes to podcasting, personal branding, it is quite such a specialized thing that you do because, you got to think about it. We're taking these pain points away from these entrepreneurs and these CEOs where they don't have to focus on this, but quite a lot of work goes into that in terms of our end. But for them, it's more about let's get your goals taken care of, right? Don't worry about the content. Boom, we're there, we capture it, boom, done. Now you're there on your LinkedIn, you have content. And so we do have a wait list. So if anyone does want to access that, you can scan the QR code. But again, this was more about education. How can you learn these principles? How can you grow? How can you, be empowered, right? Information and information is quite powerful. Again, you have to apply. Now you can't go back. Now you know that you have to show yourself. You have to build that brand, and the fact that you know that is extremely powerful. No worries, Robin. No worries. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks, guys, for being part of this. Thank you, Naomi, for being here. Hey, what's up, family? I'm about to do a webinar tonight, but I just wanted to let you know, if you need help doing a workshop, if you need help with your LinkedIn presence, with your social media, any questions, I am willing and able to come in and do a workshop with you, whether that's your personal branding, whether it's a company, whoever. I'm just out here wanting to give my advice because social media has changed my life. I know it can change your life. LinkedIn is powerful strategies. I'm a content creator. I'm a creative, and it's led me to becoming a CEO. But I know how powerful the creator economy is, and I know how to use those strategies in business. We're seeing it work with clients in the wealth space, in the coaching space, in so many spaces. What we're doing is working. Have a look on my platform, have a look at our platforms in the company and see what we're doing. So if you want us, link in the description, get my email, and let's put in a workshop and strategize how you can build on social media as a company and as a personal brand. Either one, I'm here for you. Peace.